Let's go. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Pierre, your host. I hope you're all doing okay today. I know that I am, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of anxious to get to work. After all the technical problems I've had the last few weeks with my laptop dying on me and problems with my new laptop, I had to send it back because it didn't work right. And anyways, finally getting a new great little Asus laptop, and then having to get all the all the programs set up, and finally got the microphone stopped working for me. Didn't work as well last week. Anyways, so yesterday was a great smooth riding day, and hopefully today as well. So my friends, let's do like we always do. Let's go over to the computer, check out very quickly what we did yesterday, a little 15-second recap, and then after that we will tackle today's work. I see that I also decided to stream on Instagram, so I'm going to say hello to everybody there as well. I'm going to bring that over right here, where I will switch over to the recap of what we did. This is for those who are watching on YouTube. So what did we do yesterday? Yes, well, we put down the first coat of our main character. We put some background. This is not the right recap video at all. So, what is going on here? Let me check this out for a second. I am definitely not having the right recap. I should have checked this out earlier. I don't know why I didn't. So this is the right recap. Okay. So what we did is we added the first coat of color to our leaves. We added a second coat to our main character because you could see right through it. You could see the brush strokes. We added in more colors, did the second coat of the darker yellow as well. And that is basically what we did yesterday. So what are we going to do today? Let's come over here. Let's check this out as I switch cameras as well. And what are we going to do? First of all, I'm going to put a second coat right up here because these leaves, I can see my brush strokes. I can see right through them. After that, I'm going to add the details to these light magenta leaves. And then I'm going to probably add some more leaves with some white paint, maybe color in these two guys up here. Anyways, we'll figure it out as we go along. So first of all, I want to get the paint ready for the second coat of magenta. So here we go. Here's my magenta. I'm going to see if I can't make it a little bit lighter than what I did on that first coat. So I'll just add a little more white paint. I don't need all that much. I don't have that much of a surface actually to paint, so I'm gonna hopefully time it just right. There we go. And I guess this paintbrush will do the trick. Just going to blend these in to make a dark, not too dark of a magenta that I'll use as a second coat. I have to keep in mind that when the paint dries, it has a tendency to darken as well. So that is something I always have to keep in mind. Not obvious. So this looks like it's going to do the trick. It's a lot lighter than the first coat that I did yesterday. Now, that's okay with me. That's kind of what I wanted, to make it lighter. So this looks like it's going to do the trick. I'm going to set this down here while I get the cameras ready. So let me just pull this baby over here. As I bring over camera number 1, set that guy right here. And I'm going to zoom in right there. Now I can bring this baby in over here behind it. And I think if I do this, I can zoom in a little bit as well. There we go. And let's lay down this second coat. Quite a bit lighter. That's fine with me. This is just the background. Obviously, there's going to be details on top of these leaves. I don't have to worry too much about it. There we go. There. Okay, got that done. Very good. Whoops. So now I'm going to make a little bit darker magenta for the details of those other leaves. There we go. Just a little bit more, just a little darker. I'm going to have to find the right paintbrush for that as well. So I think this is going to be just fine. So maybe this guy. Nope. This guy or this guy maybe. So I think I'm going to go with this. Put him to soak as I get the cameras together here. So let's bring camera number 1 over here. And I'll bring the Instagram camera over here. I'm going to be starting up here and I'm going to work my way down for the simple reason that I'm right-handed and I don't want to put my hand like I do so often in the paint. So I start up here and kind of work my way down. I'm also going to move over these cameras so I'm not in front of the lens, something I can't stand. So let's try it like that and see how things work out. So I'm grabbing my brush. And I'm going to switch over to camera number 1. Go. So I have to get in the way of the camera first. Sorry about that. Again, I'm going to have to stand in front of the camera for a second. Go. All right. And one last time, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. There will be a black outline around all this as well, so. I wasn't sure when I started this painting if I was going to paint on the edge of the frame or not. And then halfway through the painting, I decided I was going to, so kind of a pain in the neck because you got all the staples and the canvas that's all twisted. There we go. So yesterday I streamed to Facebook for the first time in a few years. That was kind of fun. I stopped the streaming on Facebook because it's a platform that demands so much in resources. And I used to stream at 3,500 kilobytes per second. And then since I've had my computer problems and the new computer, I decided I would keep the default settings from my Streamlabs, which is the program I use to stream with. And the default setting is at 2,500 kilobytes per second at 30 frames per second. And putting it on a full screen, watching it afterwards, well, the quality was basically just as good as my 3,500 kilobytes streams that I did before. So, and yet demanded so much less resources, which permitted me to go on Facebook. I mean, YouTube, Instagram, doesn't demand that much resources, so that's pretty good. But the YouTube, I don't know if it's because it's more interactive and people, I don't know why it's so demanding in resources. Probably because there's live chats or something like that, maybe. I have no idea. Anyways, it was fun to be there and to stream live. All right, so that takes care of this. All I'll have to do is just put the little black outline to this later. So let's come back over here and see what we're going to do next, because I have no idea. Really, I kind of wing all this stuff as we go along. So let me bring this back here. Still not used to this Instagram stuff here. If I do this, there we go. I come back from the zoom. And I'm going to move this over here so I can step back and take a look at the painting and decide what I'm going to do next. So this isn't quite dry yet, of course. So I guess I would like to add a few more plants. The reason why I do them in white first is so that the colors afterwards, the white shines through and the colors are more intense, more vibrant, more vivid. That's why I put the white background, and it makes me avoid putting 4 coats of color on top of that. And I do have more plants I want to put in here, of course. This is like a puzzle, you know. I do it little by little, figure out what to do next. And I was going to try a different cobalt blue with some white for my little spider plant here. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. So let me bring this over here. I have no idea if I'm moving the camera too quickly as well. Actually, I should record this Instagram feed and watch it afterwards, but I kind of hate watching myself, to be honest. But sometimes to pick up mistakes, you got to do it or see if the stream is right. So you see this? This is like the binder for acrylic paints is a polymer emulsion. And it doesn't stick to non-porous surfaces, and as you can see, acrylic paints is nothing more than plastic. It always cracks me up. But it peels right off, and then you have a brand new clean palette, so that's pretty practical. So let me get some of this cobalt blue, add a little bit of white to it, and see what that gives. See if that's going to be pleasing. I have an idea what it's going to look like. I'm not sure I'm going to want to use it, though. And most of the time, I make a decision on colors right there on the spot, or when I walk into the studio. Sometimes I have an idea, and when I come in, I change my mind and do something totally different. So I never really know what's going to happen next. And sometimes I just have to like stop and think about it, because when I'm streaming live, I'm always worried about the cameras and not screwing up something, that I kind of forget about looking at my painting and thinking about what I'm going to do. It's all kind of like an automation. So anyways, talking about thinking of things to do. Rid of some of this. There we go. And I'm going to add some white here. I'm going to put that on the side. I'm not going to need much. Again, the surface I'm going to have is what, like maybe 15 square inches, if that. Okay, let's keep the materials clean. There we go. So let's see what this gives. So I am going to use the same brush to mix the white and cobalt. Do it right like this. It's going to give me like a little baby blue, right? I know with the on the blue cap you can't see very well, but so I'm not sure I'm going to use this, to be honest. Maybe add a little more cobalt, make it slightly darker. So let me compare this to the painting. Actually, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I mean, of course, nothing has to do with reality, right? We're not into realism. If we were, I'd just grab a camera and take pictures, but so take a look here. I think I'm going to go with it. Probably will need 2 coats anyway, so tomorrow I can adjust it like I did for our magenta before. So let me get my cameras together here. I'm going to start off with camera number 1. These cameras are important because these are the ones that I use afterwards to do the recap of the day before, and also at the end of my painting I make a little making of the actual painting itself. So these cameras 1 and 2 are important just for that reason. So just add a little drop of water to my cobalt blue. It feels extremely thick. Well, that looks pretty good. So let me switch over to camera number 1. Let's go for it. Again, this is just the background, so I will come in with some details afterwards. I know for a fact that the details will be lighter than this, because I know this is going to dry even darker, so that's not really what I want. Salut. Ça va?
Salut David,
Salut.
c'est moi.
Ah.
Cette fois-ci, c'est pas la sœur de Pierre, c'est le père de Pierre.
Ah bah, bienvenue.
Salut.
On peut
Salut.
jeter une tête ou pas?
Comment?
On peut jeter une tête?
Bien sûr, bien sûr. Bonjour.
Vous embête pas. Hein.
Non, vous m'embêtez pas du tout. Bonjour. Oui, il faut aller au fond. Il faut faire attention au fil, quoi, un peu partout, mais allez-y.
Ah, le rose là. Ah, que tu m'as dit.
Oui, toutes ces couleurs sont un peu différentes que d'habitude.
Je peux prendre une photo?
Bien sûr, oui, oui. So, this is a nice thing, having visitors in the studio. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see. There we go. Parce qu'on est en direct sur YouTube, là. Et sur Instagram. Donc, vous avez le choix.
Tu peux répondre en américain, Malon.
Ah, very good, Manon.
Tu vas venir le liker sur...
J'espère bien.
Parce que FX, c'est lui dont je te parlais qui avait tenu la librairie Albertine à New York. Et donc toute la famille a habité
Ah, super.
Enfin, je sais pas si c'était à combien? 6 ans.
D'accord.
C'était il y a 6 ans?
Ah, on est arrivé il y a 6 ans et quelques jours.
Ouais.
Ah,
On a fait 3 ans.
vous étiez où à New York alors?
Harlem,
Ah, super.
127e.
Ah, moi j'étais à la 130e à un
C'est vrai?
moment.
Oh,
Ouais.
Le vrai New York encore, à peu près.
Ouais,
à peu près. À peu
Ouais,
près.
ouais. Moi j'ai grandi un peu sur plusieurs endroits, mais avec mes parents, j'ai grandi à Central Park West
Ok.
quand j'étais très jeune, puis après à la 12e rue, 6e avenue dans le West Village.
Ok.
Donc c'est des endroits sympas, quoi.
Ça fait longtemps que vous avez cet atelier-là ou...
Bah, ça fait 18 ans qu'on est là.
18 ans.
Ouais.
Ah oui, ce que tu disais,
Et c'est
c'était...
Chris qui l'a ouvert.
Ok,
Ah.
ok.
Mhm.
Bon, alors, et vous avez rencontré cette jeune femme et vous lui faites confiance, alors?
Bah écoutez, on essaye.
Faites attention, quand même. Hein.
Oui, oui, on fait attention, c'est sûr.
Oula,
C'est moi
genre,
qui dois faire attention.
Ouais.
Ne te casse pas
Faut
la
se
tête.
méfier.
Ouais, c'est incroyable comme endroit,
Ouais.
génial. Et vous faites des travaux que pour vous? Des fois, il y a des commandes,
Bah, c'est rare,
C'est
j'avoue
rare,
que
ouais.
c'est rare.
Ouais.
Non, non, je fais mes œuvres, puis j'ai une galerie où on est ensemble à Nice, puis...
On
voilà,
voit souvent
quoi.
ce petit bonhomme-là.
Oui,
Ça
bah,
revient
c'est un peu, ça
régulièrement.
fait des années que je
Ouais,
le fais. Oui,
ouais.
oui, c'est un peu Monsieur Tout-le-Monde.
D'accord.
Il n'y a
Comme
pas de
les
religion.
optimistes Flyers, hein.
Tout à fait, oui,
Ouais,
oui, tout
ouais.
à fait, c'est ça. Très à la mode il y a un an.
Ouais,
quand
Oui,
même.
c'est vrai, ouais.
Mais voilà, quoi.
Bon, on vous en doute pas.
Merci,
Bon,
David.
ça me
Merci
dérange
beaucoup.
pas.
Merci beaucoup.
Ouais, pas de problème.
Plaisir.
Oui. See you later.
Ah, c'est vrai.
OK. Bon. So, the pleasures of having visitors, it's always nice. And it gives me a minute to think a little bit about what I'm going to do next. And what am I going to do next? That is a damn good question. I think I am going to... what am I going to do? I don't know. I have to think here for a second. I know what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to have a swig of water. So, there we go. So I'm tempted to add my plants that I have in my mind. So might as well do that right away. It's not all that interesting, but it's got to be done. So I'll just bring this baby over here. All I got to do really is basically just get some white paint together, and I'll paint in my leaves right now for the background like that tomorrow. I will have some surfaces to add color to. So let me grab my faithful knife here. I guess I can use the cap to my white as a palette. There we go. So there we go. And okay, let's just get to speed. It's so thick, this white paint, that I need to work it with a little bit of water. Just gonna turn myself. Let me get this out of the way here. Too close, man. Is that because I'm zoomed in? Let me check this out. I can't remember. Oops, let's go the other way. Yeah, there we go. Much better. So this is looking pretty good, nice and creamy texture. I think I might need one more, maybe just one more drop of water. Nice fat drop of water, and that should do it. Yeah, this is going to look pretty good. So where am I here? On camera number 1, okay. I should give my camera's name. I'm calling them camera number 2, camera number 1, camera number 3. This is like this is like the Umbrella Academy, right? 1, 2, 3. So, okay, let me get my cameras ready so I can add these plants. Get camera number 1 over here. Got so many friggin' wires on the floor. It's more a movie set than it is an actual painting studio. So let me zoom in a little bit. I think I'm going to add like a spider plant right in there. And then a few more leaves down in here. We'll see. Anyways, let's bring this baby over here. Just like that. I'm going to maybe have to make sure I don't put paint on this on my phone here. Let's see if I can zoom in just a whisker like that. I mean, I have no idea if this is pixelated or not when I make a zoom, so I'm just kind of winging it. Not used to the Instagram live feed, but whatever. Okay, so where am I going to go here? I'm going to go right in here. Let me switch cameras. Guess I have to paint on the side here as well. Forgot about that, so cover all that up, I guess. Something like that. All right. Then I do want to get my other little plants in here. So. There we go. Step back a second. All right. Oops. There's a little hair here. Go. Of course, I want these leaves to look like they're just kind of random, but of course they're not. They have to be well balanced with the rest of the painting. That's the whole point. So. There we go. All right. So what's that look like? Okay, that's good for here, and I'm going to move over here. So let me move these cameras just a little bit over. Et voilà, comme ça. I don't have to get this close. There's going to be black outline. I don't know why I'm so finicky and picky. Kind of stupid. That's the way it goes. So let me pull this baby back. Lower this a little bit like there. And I'm going to move that baby over. I'm going to move this sucker over as well as I get my chair and sit down to paint this. Okay, so I need to step back and take a look. See what the hell this looks like. Okay. Very good. This camera over some more here. Move it further back and zoom in more. I don't know. But I need to get in there, so all these friggin' cameras all over the place. Go back there and just zoom in, maybe. There we go. Okay, very good. Now I have a whole bunch of ideas of other little plants, but they will be at the end, the final touches, and I'm pretty sure it will look pretty cool. So, all right, very good, very good. Yes, this is going to be a colorful painting indeed. So, that is going to conclude today's session. I got to let everything dry so I can add some colors and a second coat to it. The outline for this will be last, obviously, since it's going to be up front. So anyways, I'm going to sign off first of all to my friends on Instagram. I want to thank you for joining me. Am I zoomed in here or can I zoom out? Whoa, there we go. Got to get used to it. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow, 3 p.m. If you're living in France, and 9 a.m. if you're in the US. So anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and enjoying the summer. And I'll say, ciao mes amis. I'll see you tomorrow. So, there we go. Took care of that. So what do I want to do? I want to get this camera out of the way. I am going to conclude with two shots, one from camera number 1, and then I'll have another shot from camera number 2, just to have two different angles of the painting. So let's see with this camera if I can zoom in a little bit. Just like that. There. So there's the painting as seen from camera number 2. And then there's the view from camera number 1. And that concludes today's session of painting. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me. As you heard a few seconds ago, I hope you'll join me tomorrow, 9 a.m. if you're on the Eastern Coast, and 3 p.m. if you are in France. Or if you're in Mumbai, 7:30 tomorrow evening. Anyways, take care, my friends. I'm going to leave you like I always do with two things. I'm going to leave you with my schedule and by saying, ciao mes amis.